Hey Aquarius, what's up? We are here with a reading for you. I'm using the Wild Unknown Tarot deck for this reading. We're starting off with Five of Pentacles. This particular Five of Pentacles brings up a feeling of something going on, and whether this is like the fear of the possibility of this, or it may be something like possibly actually that you're experiencing. You never really know. It's like, is this happening? Are you thinking about it? And so you're experiencing it happening, but it's more so mentally. And that's where this is coming from. This particular Five of Pentacles is always feeling like not getting something that you need or not having something that you need. And then I'm also seeing Seven of Swords be coming up too. So I'm wondering if there's something going on. I'm hearing the word confused. I'm wondering if there's something going on where you are like concerned about that, but then also seeing Seven of Swords here. This means that you can be thinking in a way that may not be an accurate reflection of the situation that you're in. So with that Five of Pentacles, we can feel like worried about something going on, not having our needs being met. But then with the Seven of Swords, it's like that may be partly because you are not seeing everything clearly. And I don't know if this is just a like, well, what if I don't have what I need tomorrow? Like right now, technically I'm fine, but then what if tomorrow something happens? Or if this is something going on right now where it's like you think you ran out of something, you didn't. It's like you bought an extra one last month, you go and look and it's there and you actually do have everything you need. So what is going on with this, and really getting down to where this is coming from? This can also be placing undue importance on something that is like not actually that important or not that central to the plot. That can be something too. You know, like because this comes into a mental realm, having that Seven of Swords there, it's like, what really is the culprit of this? Do you think that you're not going to have something that you need, but technically you have everything you need right now, but you're just worried about it? Do you think right now you don't have something that you need, but actually you don't really need it? You know, like, is it something like that? What is going on here? Because I'd say having that Seven of Swords here, there's definitely something happening where you're not seeing things clearly. Like something is going on where for some reason the perception is off when we have that Seven of Swords there. And then it can be kicking up issues, and it can be kind of like fragmenting the energy. And this can be like, I don't have the whole story, or I'm not seeing the whole picture here. Just something that's happening. We can see why this is, like what's generating this. Some of you guys, you can be feeling maybe some stress, and it has you start having these like anxiety thoughts. The Five of Pentacles coming out again. I just see like worry or concern being connected with this. And it's like, if that's going on, how am I going to be able to move forward? Let's say it like this too. Like for some of you guys, this can be something where you want to do something, but maybe you feel like you don't have much to offer, and maybe you feel like because of that it's going to be rejected. Yeah, that can be something. It's like maybe you want to interact with, so I'm just using this as an example. Maybe there's somebody that you want to interact with, but because there can be, Five of Pentacles can be maybe low self-esteem about something. It's like in your heart with that Nine of Cups, you may want to have an interaction or make a move, but you can be carrying this thing behind you of like low self-esteem, low self-worth, something like that. Something where there can be an expectation of like, there's not going to be receptivity to me, or like I'm not going to be accepted, or I'm not going to be like taken in, or there's not like an openness. And so there can be a fear that there's going to be a rejection of some sort because of that. But I feel like having that Five of Pentacles here can be saying something important. Like, that may not actually be what happens, but this can kind of be a self-fulfilling prophecy, where it's like, if you would just show up like regularly and not be carrying this baggage with you, you could find that the situation goes differently than you think that it will. But because of carrying this behind you, it may actually like sabotage something. And it ends up being a self-fulfilling prophecy here with this, where you're like, now this just proved me right. And it's like, if you didn't like come in with that energy, it actually wouldn't have gone in that direction. But it's because of the energy that you're going into it with, where there's just like this expectation, feels like an expectation of like rejection or some sort. Something like that. This can maybe be connected with not having had certain needs met, and now you can feel like what you need is too much, or like expect that it's not going to be compensated for. I see actually this having to do a lot with like relationships and emotional energy. Because, yeah, this can be something that stops you altogether. From doing what you really want to be doing here. It seems like there's something going on where there's potentially a transition that's going to take place. But if there's an assumption that if you make the move that feels aligned for you to be making, like aligned with your empowerment, if you make a move that's aligned with that for some reason you're not going to be supported. And like, it's not going to be in your best interest to do that, even though that's not true. We have the Seven of Swords here. It shows like not seeing things clearly. So because of this, yeah, whatever this situation is, this is you wanting better for yourself and wanting what fits better for yourself, but then holding yourself back from going in that direction because you assume like something's going to happen and you're not going to be supported to go in that direction, or that it's not in your best interest to make an empowering move here. But then there's this thing about needing to figure out where is that coming from, because there's something wrong, because that's not an accurate, it's not accurate as far as like our understanding, or maybe lack of understanding of the way that the energy works. Because if you make a move that is empowering for you, you are going to get results that are aligned with that. If you're making moves out of fear, you are going to get results that are aligned with that. It's going to be like this sort of thing here. But this feels like if I make an empowering move for myself, I'm going to get like a bad outcome because of this. And it's like, that's not really going to happen. It's like not possible within the energy for that to be happening. So it can be something that you're getting into and maybe looking at this and seeing why you're thinking in that way. Because it's like nothing else is going to make sense until we get to the culprit of like why you have misconstrued something. And that's really what needs to be broken down here. It's like if the whole time you're thinking X is equal to 2 when it's really equal to 5, it's like the whole entire problem is going to be off. Like you have to get to that, and you need to make sense of that. And you need to make sure that like all of the factors here are correct. There's something going on where there's like an issue. And so every time you'd like try to do the calculation, it's like whatever this imagined thing is on the other side of it, it's like a miscalculation because of having like one side of the problem off. And so what's going to be the product of it, or like on the equal sign on the other side, there's also going to be something wrong with that too. So like at the foundation of something, it's like there's some type of miscalculation. And so every time you're imagining the trajectory of something, it's also a miscalculation. And that can be something that hinders you entirely from like making moves here. because you're thinking something's going to happen that's not going to happen, or you are thinking something's not going to happen that is going to happen. You know, it's like something like this that I'm seeing. So you just have to straighten out whatever this is. You have to see like where your own biases can be affecting things here. And this feels like this is definitely an assumption that's like an incorrect assumption that then has you not able to move forward. It has your energy fractured, and it also has you not seeing things clearly. So yeah, it's something that's been stopping you from showing up. Or stopping you from moving forward with something that you're meant to be moving forward with. Yeah, this can be being stuck in unprocessed feelings. What this looks like to me is that, yeah, I see that this comes from a place of unresolved wounding that you're still carrying with you, and then you're assuming that that's also going to repeat itself moving forward when there's no indication of that. And then it's having you not show up because you think something's going to happen that's not going to happen, but in your head it is. And so it's like it's something that's being built that's really just like in your imagination. But it's like I'm imagining stressful scenarios here, but where this comes from is unresolved emotional stuff. So it's being projected onto the future. I'm not seeing there be an indication that this is going to happen in the future, but I'm seeing unresolved trauma that can be informing this perspective, but I'm not seeing it be an accurate perspective of things. But with that Seven of Swords, this can be really unconsciously not knowing that, where you're like, I didn't realize. It's like if whatever this experience or these experiences that you've had in the past, because I'm seeing it specifically have to do with the past, those are like influencing some narrative that you're projecting onto the future. And even though when you wipe that away, I'm not seeing those things be part of the future that you're stepping towards. In your head it is, but this is coming through in more of an unconscious way. And it can be because you can feel scared of taking ownership within your life and like driving things forward and being brave and taking the steps necessary. So it keeps you in a space where you can feel kind of hands off within your life. And then it can be like, well, like something bad is going to happen anyway. Or even if I did try to make a move, you know, things wouldn't work out for me, whatever. So then it keeps you in this space where you don't really have to show up. But it's a defense mechanism. So yeah, I'm seeing some area of your life that's been put on hold because of this way of thinking. The thing is that sometimes we get feelings about stuff and those feelings come from our intuition. This is not something coming from your intuition. You're being informed by unprocessed trauma. So this can overall be stuff that you never really dealt with and never really faced. So yeah, this can be, it looks like it's connected with something that happened that you can still push away the, I'm hearing specifically the meaning of that, whatever this was that happened. And then I'm seeing the impact that this has is that it's putting some area of your life on hold. But that it doesn't feel like a conscious choice to put things on hold. This feels like a good reason until you question it further and you realize that this comes from your shadow. And all your shadow is just ignorance of some sort that you have. That as soon as you take a closer look and you start inspecting, the awareness then replaces what was there before in the shadows. And then you can see what's really been behind this the whole time, and it's just something that has been going on unprocessed, that's been not allowing you to see the way ahead clearly. It's like something that's been blocking your third eye. But this has to be let go of, whatever this is. But it can only be let go of once it's dealt with. You have to confront things before they can be integrated. You can't just let go of something that you never confronted in the first place. It doesn't work like that. It's kind of like, it's like something has to be digested or like go through the digestion system in order to then be eliminated. But if it didn't run through the system yet, you're just carrying that with you. And it's just like gunk that you're carrying with you on the energetic front. And it's wild because as soon as you pass this, I'm seeing things are gonna look very different for you. And it's like the way that you even like see the world work and like imagine your future is going to look very, very, very different. And with that accurate perspective, you'll be like, of course I can show up. Of course I can do this. Of course I'm ready. You know, it's gonna like change it in that type of way that's gonna feel like things can move forward. So yeah, whatever this is, it needs to be dealt with. It's something specifically, I'm seeing stuff having to do with past experience or experiences that have not been integrated, that can, basically it's like at the time that it happened, it could have felt like too much for you to process, and so it kind of got tucked away to deal with later, and now it's later and it needs to be dealt with. Because I'm seeing whatever this is that your shadow is doing, it's making things a lot harder and a lot heavier than they need to be. Like they're not, but it's like on your imagination, it's this thing that's making everything feel like it's 100 pounds heavier, and it's not, but it's like something that's being created to feel like that. And this can even be like also with the Emperor looking at Hanged Man, this can be these assumptions of what you're gonna have to do moving forward and like what that's gonna look like, where whatever is being imagined, I'm seeing it be like not, it's kind of like a choice hasn't been being made to go forward. So you've just been standing in the same spot. Why you've been standing in the same spot is that you imagine this like really wild obstacle course that you're gonna have to go through, where it's like you have to go swimming with the sharks, and then you have to do this, and then you have to do that, and it's like this like crazy stuff that you're imagining you're gonna have to do. And then once this is processed, you'll look at what's actually in front of you that you have to do, and it's like a walk in the park. But right now something is going on that's making it seem like it's going to be so much more challenging and tedious and difficult and trying. And I'm seeing that like not actually be what it's going to be like moving forward. But there's something about imagining it being like that, and then that being the whole thing that holds you up here. And that's why it's like all of this like very like all this labor and all of the whatever it is, it's just this something that is a lens that makes things look so much more strenuous and difficult and challenging when it's not actually going to be like that. And then you're just stuck there because you're looking at that and you're like, how could I possibly take that on? And it's like, I don't know if someone really could, and you don't even have to do that. That's not even what the path will look like moving forward. But there's something about that being projected for some reason. I'm seeing pears here in the eyes of the Hanged Man. All right, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting and tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.